Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight on Wyln News. I'm Julia Wiegand. One of the NBA's most masterful scorers of all time was among the 9 victims of a fatal helicopter crash Sunday morning in California. 41-year-old Kobe Bean Bryant, along with his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, were en route to an AAU basketball game when the helicopter crashed just before 10 Sunday morning. Initial reports indicated the helicopter experienced extreme fog and crashed into the side of a mountain in Calabasas about 30 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles and caught fire. None of the 9 occupants survived. The Federal Aviation Administration, National Transportation Safety Board, and the FBI launched investigations into the fatal crash. Born in Philadelphia, August 23, 1978, Bryant was named USA Today's Boys High School Player of the Year in 1996 while balling for Lower Merion High School. This was March 15, 1995 at Liberty High School in Bethlehem, where Bryant and his Lower Merion Aces met Hazleton area in the PIAA Class 4A Eastern Quarterfinals. A thriller that was both broadcasted right here on Wyln TV, known as PCTN at the time, and remembered throughout the local basketball community. We spoke with Bruce Leib today, Hazleton area's head coach from 1992 to 2006, on what he remembers most about that matchup.
Actually, it was what happened after the game. Yes, he was a great player, one of the best high school players in the country, but after we beat them in overtime, his father, who was an NBA player, Joe Jellybean Bryant from the Sixers, had brought him over to the locker room and made sure he congratulated all the players and coaches. That was really special and something I'll never forget.
After the game, after a tough loss, their season's over. He came into our locker room, went around, shook everyone's hand, told us congratulations. Very mature and probably beyond his years, but you could just see the work ethic and the determination he had, and obviously that played out, for the rest of his career.
Bryant, the 6'6" junior, was looking to cap his team's rally from a late 7-point deficit against the Cougars that night by trying to add to his 35-point total. With seconds remaining, Bryant made his move toward the hoop, and Cougar defenders Terry Kringe, Ryan Leib, and Jason Potton got the ball away from him before the buzzer. The Cougars pitched a 5-0 shutout in overtime to win 64-59.
Obviously playing against Kobe was amazing, and even in the moment, everybody knew how good of a player he was and was going to be. I don't think anyone knew how great of an NBA player he would be. But I just remember that whole time and that whole playoff run very fondly, and that was obviously a huge part of it, and just playing against him just adds to that.
Looking back on it now, it's surreal. It was a great game down in Bethlehem. Lower Merion, of course, from suburban Philadelphia, main line there. It's kind of the midpoint. Bethlehem Liberty Gymnasium holds about 4,000 people. Place was packed. We had a lot of difficulty stopping him. We had 3 guys on him inside, 2 guys on him outside. The main guy was Terry Kringe, who was our best player. And, he didn't score in the overtime. Kobe, he got a little tired, and I remember hoping that he'd just keep taking outside shots, because inside we'd either foul him or he'd score.
That game was Bryant's final loss in his high school career, as he led the Aces to an undefeated record and the PIAA Class 4A championship as a senior the following year. Bryant had pointed to that loss as a source of motivation, not only for his senior year, but for the rest of his career. And Leib said he did all he could to contain one of the greatest players to step on a court.
What he's done for basketball around the world. I mean, if you look at China, he just connected with that country, I know, during the Olympics and afterwards. And he's one of the reasons that basketball is now transcended throughout the world. And it's a sad day for basketball, no doubt.
Bryant opted out of college and entered the NBA draft, and with his high-flying game and array of offensive moves and shots, was one of the toughest players to defend. He was a fierce competitor with his win-at-all-costs Black Mamba mentality. The shooting guard retired in 2016 as a 5-time NBA champion, 11-time All-NBA first-team selection, 2008 MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 18-time All-Star, and 4-time All-Star MVP. Bryant spent his 20-year career with the Los Angeles Lakers, winning gold medals with USA Basketball at both the 2008 Beijing Olympics and the 2012 London Olympics. After the 2015-16 season, Bryant was the third on the NBA's all-time scoring list with 33,643 points until this past Saturday, where LeBron James scored 29 points to pass Bryant in his home of Philadelphia. Off the court, Bryant was a successful philanthropist, author, businessman, Academy Award winner, husband, father, and considered a brother to many. He's survived by his wife Vanessa Lane and their 3 other daughters, 17-year-old Natalia, 3-year-old Bianca, and 7-month-old Capri. May his legacy continue to inspire the lives of the many. We now know the death of a man Friday has been ruled a homicide. An autopsy done on the body of George Bacon determined the 91-year-old died of multiple traumatic injuries. His body was found inside his Sweet Valley home. The man's grandson, 19-year-old Joshua Bacon, is being held on aggravated assault charges in connection with the case. As of now, no charges have been filed on this homicide. A couple ran a red light in the city of Hazleton and now find themselves facing numerous charges. Hazleton police were on patrol Saturday when they saw a 2006 GMC Envoy run a red light at the intersection of 5th and Church Streets. The vehicle pulled over on Alter Street and the owner, 34-year-old Megan Masonette, who was wanted on federal warrants, exited the vehicle and was taken into custody. Her husband, Victor, was also wanted on a federal warrant for illegal firearms trafficking. He left in the vehicle to go to his residence on Diamond Avenue, where he was located by the K-9 unit. He attempted to flee on foot and was eventually stopped by K-9 officer Justice. Both were charged as fugitives from justice, and Victor was also charged with resisting arrest. The couple was locked up at Luzerne County Prison, pending coordination with federal authorities. A double home was damaged by an early Sunday morning fire in Tamaqua. Fire crews were dispatched shortly after midnight to 126-128 Gay Street. The 126 side sustained extensive damage, and the fire burned the upper level of the 128 side of the residence. Cold temperatures caused ice to build up on the roof and made it for slippery conditions for firefighters. Code enforcement will inspect the building to find out if it needs to be condemned. The American Red Cross is assisting residents, and a state police fire marshal is investigating the cause of that early morning fire Sunday in Tamaqua. The victim of a fatal crash in Schuylkill County has been identified. 49-year-old Eric Wurst of Palo Alto was traveling northbound on State Route 183 in Wayne Township early Sunday morning when his vehicle hit a patch of ice and lost control. It hit a drainage culvert and flipped over. Wurst was pronounced dead at the scene. A Nanacoke man involved in a fatal crash last May is now wanted by authorities for failure to appear in court. 22-year-old Jose Mariano Crespo Mendez is accused of crashing into 72-year-old Gerald Mosley on East Main Street in Wilkes-Barre back on May 24th while trying to flee from police for traffic violations. Mosley later died at an area hospital from his injuries. Crespo Mendez was charged with vehicular homicide while driving under the influence, reckless endangerment, and fleeing police. He was scheduled to appear in court this morning to enter his plea, but was a no-show. A Luzerne County judge revoked his bail and issued a bench warrant out for his arrest. A wanted man was taken off the streets after an arrest made earlier this morning in Schuylkill County. Police in St. Clair were called around 5:30 this morning for a loud noise disturbance in the 300 block of Cherry Street. There, they found 24-year-old Alfred Manuel Sosa of Shenandoah. Authorities learned he was wanted by Luzerne County Sheriff's Department for an outstanding warrant. He was arrested and taken to Schuylkill County Prison. Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown unveiled his $51.9 million balanced budget at City Hall this morning. The new balanced budget has no tax fee increases to city residents. Property tax millage rates will remain at 141.33 mils. He said some of the savings were through reducing employee salaries and benefits. Wilkes-Barre City Council will consider adopting the proposed 2020 budget at their next meeting Thursday. The public can comment at a hearing scheduled for 5:30 p.m. Wednesday in council chambers at City Hall. Coming up on Wyln News, 'tis the season to file taxes. Plus, Luzerne County's been busy. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy tomorrow at a high of 35 and a low of 24. Some sun until Sunday, where we might see some snow. Oh gosh, I hope not. We'll be right back.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Your exciting new TV experience is here. Smarter, faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Eligible Pennsylvania residents can now apply for the property tax and rent rebate program. Our Julie Stefanovich has the details and the deadline to submit your applications.
Application forms are now available for the property tax and rent rebate program in Pennsylvania. Eligible residents can claim rebates on property taxes and rent paid in 2019. So far, over 500,000 seniors and people with disabilities have received a rebate through the program.
This really is a program that touches hundreds of thousands of lives in Pennsylvania every year, and we want to make sure that everyone who's eligible benefits from the program. One of the most important jobs that we have at the Department of Revenue is processing applications for the property tax and rent rebate program. We take phone calls every day from applicants, and we work hard to make sure that applications are processed accurately. We take a lot of pride in helping people who rely upon the rebates that they receive.
The easiest way to apply for a rebate is by downloading an application form from the website. There is also free filing help for eligible residents at hundreds of locations throughout the state.
Those locations include Pennsylvania Department of Revenue district offices, local area agencies on aging, senior community centers, and state legislators' offices.
Hassel explains the eligibility criteria for the program.
The Property Tax and Rent Rebate Program benefits Pennsylvanians age 65 and older, widows and widowers age 50 and older, and people with disabilities age 18 and older. If you fall into one of these categories, you're eligible to apply for rebates on property taxes and rent paid in 2019.
Residents can find an application form, instructions, and just how much they are eligible for on the Department of Revenue's website. The deadline to apply for the property tax and rent rebate program is June 30th of 2020. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. As tax filing season opens, the PA Department of Revenue is reminding taxpayers they can electronically file their personal income tax returns. All taxpayers who received more than $33 in total gross taxable income last year must file a state personal income tax return by midnight, Wednesday, April 15th. Personal income tax assistance is also available through the department's online customer service center and by calling 717-787-8201 between 7:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Taxpayers can check their refund status online by visiting the Where's My Income Tax Refund link on the department's homepage or by calling 1-888-PA-TAXES to find out the status of their refunds. Free tax forms and instructions are also available at revenue.pa.gov. Luzerne County residents have the chance to tell Council this week whether or not it should terminate a controversial countywide vehicle registration fee. Council will hold a public hearing Tuesday on the proposed ordinance to rescind an annual $5 vehicle registration fee at the end of this year. Council approved the fee in 2018. The estimated $1.4 million fee revenue annually is based on about 280,000 registered vehicles in the county and must be used for repairs to county-owned roads and bridges. The State Transportation Department offered to fund match up to $2 million for fee revenue toward bridge repairs. The public hearing will be held at 5:45 p.m. Tuesday at the County Courthouse in Wilkes-Barre. 2 Luzerne County Transportation Authority Oversight Board seats are expected to be filled by Tuesday. 7 Luzerne County residents were interviewed for the 2 open seats, which include Thomas Bindus of Wyoming, Dennis Driscoll of Pittston, Richard Gazensky of Wilkes-Barre, Jeffrey Kibitz of Sugarloaf Township, Nancy Romanishin of Rice Township, John Young of Hunlock Creek, and Lynette Villano of West Pittston, who seeks reappointment. The 9-member board must select a new executive director and oversee completion of a new state-of-the-art Authority Transportation Center on the 12-acre former Murray Complex site on South Pennsylvania Avenue in Wilkes-Barre. Landowners in Pennsylvania have a new legal option for warning hunters and others that they're on private property. A new state law allows purple paint to be used as an alternative to the more expensive no hunting signs. The law, which now takes effect, requires the use of commercially available no hunting paint or tape to make markings at least 8 inches long and 3 to 5 feet off the ground, with 100 feet in between each. Coming up on East Side Borough's News Choice, we've got details on this year's ACS Telethon in Community and You, plus basketball game tomorrow night. Stay with us.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Churras. Quality vehicles since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Churras Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229.
Welcome to Community and You. I'm Paul Ledegnan, and if Jane Doherty is here, that must mean
it's almost time.
It's almost time. What is this? 40?
It will be time for the 42nd annual American Cancer Society Telethon.
Wow, it's amazing. And when is it coming up?
Saturday, February 22nd.
Oh, that's not too far. Where are we going to be?
We'll be at Premier Catering at Genetti Ballrooms.
Okay, so we have all of that, and now we have to get into the nitty-gritty. You have a theme this year. What is it?
We do. It's 42, determined to find a cure through all we do. I'm not there all 42.
Not all 42.
But close.
Close.
Close. And there are many changes, and the biggest change, the best change, is that we now have survivors who will come forward and tell their story. 42 years ago, there were no cancer survivors.
Yeah.
Now the world is much different, and there are many survivors, and most of them are willing to come on and tell us their story.
And I think one of the best parts about that, too, is the fact that the survivors that you're talking to are all local.
Yes, they are. Most of them have been treated locally, so they have stories to tell about how the American Cancer Society was able to help them. And they tell us about their doctors, and they tell us about their caregivers, who are very important to the process, the caregivers and the family members, and it's a delight to see them when they're survivors. Of course, you're a survivor the day you're diagnosed with cancer, but we have survivors who've been in 30 years, 20 years, and they wear that like a badge of honor.
As well they should. Absolutely. So give us an idea, Jane, of what the American Cancer Society, because when we do the telethon every year, we're raising funds. And what exactly do those funds go toward?
We do have a local office in Hazleton. It's housed in the Cancer Treatment Center on East Broad Street. We have volunteer staff there several days a week. We will also meet anyone there at any time if they can't make those hours. So some of our money goes towards administrative things related to having an office and staff for that office. We do a program called Road to Recovery. That's a very big part of our fundraising. So if you need a ride to treatment, you can get a free ride as many times as you need it. We have people who get rides 5 days a week for 6 weeks.
Wow.
And they have a volunteer driver who will pick them up at their home, take them to treatment, wait for them, and take them back home again.
That I didn't know. I thought everything was...
Nope.
No.
We have about 18 volunteer drivers who give very generously of their time, and most of them will take you anywhere you need to go.
Wow, that is an amazing thing. What else?
That's huge. And another big part of fundraising goes for research. We have conquered some cancers and been able to treat some cancers because of the research that happens. And the American Cancer Society plays a big role in research for finding cancer treatments and cures. We have funded 43 Nobel Prize winners in the field of cancer research.
Wow, I didn't know that either. How did you get involved?
My very first beginning was because I was a member of the Leadership Hazleton class, and they said, okay, now your class is over, now what are you going to do with yourself? For what group are you going to volunteer? For what agency are you going to find yourself some time? And I said, well, where do you need me the most? And a couple of my friends, including Clemmy Yamona, who's our longtime co-chair, said, we need you at the telethon. So there I went, and here I still am.
and I think, well, Clemmy, geez, what would we do without Clemmy?
And no one says no to Clemmy.
No one says no to Clemmy, even Jane.
Not even Jane. And of course, my family was also touched by cancer, as most of our families have been. So once that happens, then you realize, again, how important it is to fight for this cause. The very first thing is to call the phone number, 570-459-1212. We'll connect you to a local staff person. They will talk you through whatever it is you need today. You can register for ACS services. That's usually done online, but the staff will help you if you're unsure of that or don't have a computer, or maybe you're just feeling too apprehensive right now. Someone will talk you through that. You can go to cancer.org anytime, and that's a good thing too. So if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're awake thinking, what is this all about? What's my treatment going to involve? How am I ever going to pay for this? All of those questions. Cancer.org is the American Cancer Society's website, and that will answer just about all of your questions.
Jane, I want you to look right out at the folks out there and give us the date, give us the where, give us the when, and most importantly, the why.
The why. Well, the why because, number one, it's the right thing to do, and we've all been touched by cancer in some way. Our telethon is an educational piece, so we're not only asking for your money, we're hoping to provide you with information. We do a project with second graders in the school district and all of the schools in the area for the telethon where they create a decoration. But it's more than a decoration, it's an educational piece, because second graders can tell their parents not to smoke or to eat healthy or to get more exercise. So our telethon is a very important educational tool as well. We will have doctors and other medical professionals on talking about cancer treatments and advances. We'll have the survivors telling their stories. So there are many reasons to tune into our telethon. If you want to come to our telethon, we'll be having bingo, we'll be having a mini health fair. We're packed with entertainment for the 12 hours that we're on the air. There'll be 50-50 tickets, a wonderful bake sale, and tricky trays. So you can do both. You can visit us, then watch the rest of it on TV, or you can watch it on TV all day.
And as a matter of fact, it's here.
It is.
It's here on WYLN.
It will be broadcast, as always, through the generosity of the Gans family and WYLN TV. It's on Saturday, February 22nd. It's from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and we'll be at Premier Catering at Genetti Ballrooms.
And we hope that you will join us either on television or live and support the American Cancer Society 42. I'm Paula Degnan with Jane Doherty, and we'll see you again on Community and You.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania. CARES specializes in day and residential services, respite, home and community, behavior supports, and chaperone vacations. At CARES, the participants are the VIPs. CARES, empowering individuals to maximize their opportunities and potential in their community.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Christ Lutheran Church in Hazleton has an upcoming event just in time for Valentine's Day. So, mark your calendars for the Valentine's Dinner and Dance fundraiser Saturday, February 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. Tickets are just $25 and include a buffet, beverages, and entertainment. Call Angela to make your reservations at 570-751-6717 for Christ Lutheran Church in Hazleton's annual Valentine's event. And our WYLN sports crew has got some boys high school basketball coming your way tomorrow night. Tune in tomorrow night as the Wyoming Valley West Spartans travel up here to take on the Hazleton area Cougars. That live coverage kicks off at 7:30 sharp tomorrow night, right here and only here on WYLN TV. So don't miss out on all the action. And that's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. If you'd like to see an event promoted on our newscast, visit WYLNTV.com to submit a request form. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN TV.
Your exciting new TV experience is here. Smarter, faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.